Hey guys, this week's quick tip video is advice when you have different political views than your partner. This video is a little different. I reached out to my network and asked them, what about you? What do you do in your relationship when you have different views on politics than your partner? I have some awesome advice from them, and then I'm going to give you my feedback on their takeaways. I narrowed down the comments into three main takeaways from three individuals. I asked them all the same question that was open-ended to see where they would take it. I asked them all, how do you guys manage discussing politics? The first person said, listen, no interruptions. Give your spouse all the time they need to make their point. Don't dismiss how they feel. And if you don't understand, ask for clarity. Respect their perspective. You don't have to agree, but you do have to be respectful. Make sure we stay on topic. There are a wide range of issues between parties. So before moving on to other issues, close out your points on the issue being discussed, then move to the next. So two big takeaways there. The first is effective listening skills. The second being taking it one step at a time. So first with listening skills, of course you want really effective listening skills that can help you manage these tough conversations, specifically when you have different political views. Those can be very polarizing at times. So when you take the time to really delve in, to really understand your partner's point, that can be a point of connection. The bonus tip that they added that I loved was asking follow-up questions by asking for clarity. These follow-up questions are a great way to connect and to show your partner that you are listening, that you are interested in their point, and that you want to understand them. The second thing they discussed was taking it one step at a time. When you have a big problem, like your conflict difference of politics, right? That's like a boulder of weight that you guys are holding on to. And if you can take that boulder and just take these little pebbles from it, it becomes a lot easier to manage. So instead of talking about politics in general, we're going to take this one point and talk about it, and then we're going to move on to the next. If you have a point that's not quite a pebble and it's still a rock of the boulder, make sure you honor that. Take it slow, take it one point at a time to make sure that it doesn't get too stressful or too heated for you guys. The second comment I want to bring up kept it short and sweet and to the point. When asked, how do you guys manage discussing politics? They said, we don't, especially lately. So I want to break this down into 2 points. One, if you do want to talk about it more often, there are some tools to help you do that. I will have some resources for you linked below about how to have your forever fights. Forever fights are these points of different opinions where you will constantly have this same argument, these same differences over and over. You will likely never solve them, and every couple has them. So there's a way to talk about that. So check below if you want some more information on that. However, I chose this comment because I wanted to make a point of not having to talk about it. There are some things in relationships, in any relationship, but also with our partner, you don't necessarily have to bring up all the time. If there's something that's stressful, if there's something like these little like nitpicky things, right? You don't always have to talk about them. There is a way to just let it be. You have to almost like pick your battles, pick your arguments wisely. If talking about politics just gets you both stirred up, you're right. Maybe you don't have to talk about it all the time. There's a way to still be connected with your partner outside of having different political beliefs. So, yes, if you want to talk about it, great. There are some tools to do that. And also know that you don't have to talk about those stressful things. Pick your battles, especially when times are already stressful for you. And the third comment, when asked, How do you guys discuss different political beliefs? They said, early in the relationship, it felt like every political conversation was a personal attack. We reset and established our values, which are super similar, and talked about how we see that in political decisions rather than disagreeing. It helps in every disagreement, big or small. We remind each other we are talking about a problem, we aren't the problem. I love this comment because they were able to still connect on different beliefs because they believe the same values and they support the same values for one another. They were able to separate the 2 points effectively. And if you are a client or if you see a lot of my content, I often talk about a tool that I use called Name It and Blame It. When you can name a problem, you can then separate it from yourself. The problem is this thing, it is not us. So the problem being our political differences is separate from us and our relationship and the bond that we have. The way to do that effectively is also adding the values. So that's what made this comment so wonderful to read. They're able to strengthen the bond of that relationship by talking about the values and separating it from the real thing, the real muddy mess of political differences. In addition to that, they use that same technique outside of talking about politics. They've been able to create this technique that helps them connect in areas of conflict instead of it being a way to disconnect. So if you have these coping skills, if you have these communication skills, you can apply them outside of your political views. You can apply them to other stressful things that may come up. Maybe you're trying to plan a budget or as simple as, household duties. These tools are effective to use, yes, when you're talking about politics and also outside of politics as well. Thank you so much to everyone who commented and reached out to me about your personal situation. I learned a lot from you. It was inspiring and really exciting to read that you guys are able to navigate this field when some other people may not. That's a strength that you have. If you are struggling to connect when you have these political differences, be inspired by these other ways that you connect in your relationship. What makes your relationship strong? Use that as your foundation to add different political conversations on top of it. If you're new here, hi, my name is Emily, and I am a relationship coach here at the Couples Workshop. I put out videos like this every week, focusing on quick tips to help you connect within your relationship. Please consider subscribing for more videos. We'll talk soon, guys.